18th of March and I'm already recording another video. I don't even know who I am anymore, but today I've got a day off. Well, I've got the next 3 days off actually. So I'm back in my potting shed and I'm going to be potting up some seeds. I've got, where are they? Oh, some echinacea, rudbeckia. I love echinacea. I love the word. I love the plant. And I've got some nicotiniana Starlight Dancer. So this is my potting shed, and behind my potting shed I've got a bit of a slope, and I'm planning a cottage garden at the back of that. And this whole area here up to maybe that fence post, bring it down, and that's going to be my cottage garden. Actually, I could actually do all of this as well. Let me stand back so I can show you in relation to the, yeah, so that's the first start of the aces. So I could do it, that might look nice there because it gets more sunlight. Let me know what you think. Right, let's get on. I'm just going to be potting away and take you on the journey with me if you want to come. And then I've got some basket weaving to do later, which is my latest obsession. And then I thought I might sit down and go through some of my knitting projects with you. So yeah, my toe is still really sore, broke my toe, so I've actually got my Birkenstocks on with a pair of socks. Let's see how that goes because it's supporting my foot. So yeah, I'm going to get on with it. Okay. Oh, I've also got some Gora and Scabious Imperial. I don't know what that means, but we will give that a go. So I'll do 2 rows of that and 2 rows of that. I've put my jumper back on because it's just a little bit chilly. Oh gosh, I have been looking forward to this all week. I did Dornoch Fiberfest at the weekend and it was really lovely, don't get me wrong, but I was dying to get into my garden. Sorry, I'm just looking for my trowel now. Dying to get into my garden. Like, hubby and I do it at the weekends, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I really did miss it. I'll put some footage in of the show at the end. It was great, but now it's all about gardening. So I'll just put some feed on there. Let's see how we go. This compost is so dry, but I'm not complaining because the weather is amazing. I'm not lying when I say I've been dreaming of this. Literally, echinacea. You get words, don't you, that you just absolutely... Echinacea is a word, and I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I'm learning Scottish Gaelic. I called it Gaelic one day to a lady up here, a Scottish lady, and she said no, it's garlic. So I need to sit down because I need to rest my foot. And there's certain words in there that I love, like ushka is water, ishka is fish. So yeah, there's certain words that I love, and echinacea, God, they're such a beautiful plant. I'm hoping that they're going to bring lots of bees to the yard. Yeah, I don't know if about you, and please pop it in the comments, but I do feel like I'm on the back foot this year with my planting. I don't know why. It's been all go since January. Had such a lovely Christmas, and usually, because I do a lot of entertaining at Christmas, I sort of need the first week of January off, but everybody sort of mucked in, and it was such a lovely time that I just went straight into work, and yeah, feel like I've achieved a lot already this year, and we're halfway through March, which is just crazy. Oh, that is my tummy rumbling. I do apologise. I've just had my porridge. I've made my sourdough starter. I fed my sourdough starter. So I'm going to be filming my process this afternoon. I'm making sourdough, and I'm going to try and make cinnamon buns. I don't know about you, what you watch on YouTube, but I was knitting the other day, and I randomly found these videos on Swedish bakeries. Crazy. And got quite addicted to it, really. But they did a way of making cinnamon roll buns where they look like knots, so I want to give that a go, but I won't be making them till tomorrow, because you've got to leave the dough. I'm actually making sourdough cinnamon buns, not ordinary cinnamon buns. I don't use yeast. I'm not celiac, but I have eaten sourdough now for 3 years, and I find if I eat ordinary bread, it gives me really bad tummy pains. So I don't use anything with yeast in it. I don't like buying bread, although sometimes my husband will slip in some chia butters. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? So I'm going to be making sourdough, but this morning, because we've got to go food shopping this afternoon. Oh, gosh, I hate food shopping. I asked my son and his girlfriend what they wanted me to get in for them, so I've got a bit of a list. And I've planned all the meals. Those of you that know me know I'm a planner. So I'm just going to sit here and pot these up. I've got my dibber. This is actually from an old skein winder that I had in my studio, and it's absolutely perfect. I'll show you. Absolutely perfect for making the perfect hole. I think I've gone a bit deep on that one. So yeah, I hope you're all having a lovely day, and I'm going to sign off now just while I get all these done. And I really want a cut flower garden, and this area of the garden, you'll see in the video when I'm walking about, well, this video or the last video, we live on 1/2 acre, and it's the biggest garden. I've said that before, it's the biggest garden we've ever had. And I did it on a video, and the lady said, oh, you need more trees, and it's like, we've only been in the house 2.5 years, so what we're trying to do is just build it up slowly, and obviously trees take a while, but there is a lot of ground to cover, and it can be very daunting. So this area, out of all the garden, the bit I've chosen behind the shed is the bit when you come up to the gate in the drive, so I want it to look really pretty, and I know that these aren't going to last forever, but it gives instant colour. Hi, it's 6:25 on Wednesday, and I've made my sourdough. I'm on the stretch and fold stage, so every half an hour I'm going to pop back downstairs. I like to sit upstairs and do my knitting. Thought I'd catch up with you while I do some knitting. I'm working on my Ingalls sweater with some Norwegian yarn that I bought. I bought it from Scapple for a kit, and then I just didn't like the pattern. So I'm doing the Ingalls. This does knit up as double knitting, which is the Ingalls called for weight of yarn. And I have to admit, I've really enjoyed it. This yarn is quite unusual. It's like two-stranded. It's got two strands to it. It's very soft. I've done another Scapple jumper. I'm really into my jumpers at the moment, or sweaters as they call it in America. I don't know if they call it in Australia sweaters. I think they still call it jumpers. So far since December I've knitted or knit two, and I'm just on the body. So I've done the sleeves and I'm just knitting round and round, but I am a little bit worried because I've only got 1.5 balls left, but I think it's going to be fine, and then I will block it. Being lamb's wool, that means it's non-superwash. I'll have to be a little bit careful. So like I said in my previous video, I'm a knitter, I'm a spinner, I weave, but knitting is something I do in the evenings. I hardly ever knit during the day, mainly because I'm either in my garden during the summer, or at weekends, to be fair. And I've got another project that has gone on the back burner, which I'm going to show you in a moment, because I knitted my Norwegian snowflakes jumper and I'd knitted a peatland sweater jumper, and this one that I have in my basket, I'll show you, sort of got put on the back burner, which is a real shame because I'm absolutely in love with it. So I've already knitted the sleeves, and it's a daisy. I love the colours. Ooh. Sorry, because it's tracking my face. So it's a daisy pattern, and then you go back and you Swiss darn the orange centres. So all I've got to do is knit up and then attach the sleeves. And then if you saw my previous video with my green sweater that I was wearing, that is a Scapple jumper and it's called Clover. And yes, I'm wearing it in the garden, mainly because it's light enough to keep the wind off, Heavy enough to keep the wind off, but light enough that I don't get too hot. This is another scapple jumper, and it's knit with mohair around a cotton center. It's really, really soft. So once I finish this Ingalls, I'm going to apply myself, she says, and I'm going to finish this sweater because I want it for this time of year. It's going to be absolutely perfect. It won't be my gardening sweater jumper. I like to keep all my knitting in baskets. I've always had an obsession with glass things and baskets. And let me show you. I don't think I've got the pattern. No, the pattern you can't really see. So yeah, so I just thought that I would share. That's my other work in progress, which is going to be finished. It's definitely going to be finished. I've got little cubbies everywhere, cubby holes filled with baskets filled with either yarn. I started to knit the Lash sweater. I'll pop a photo in here for you, by Anne Ventle, with my new yarn base that I've been dyeing. Unfortunately, I got to a certain point, and because she's a Danish designer, they started sending through errors, amendments to the pattern for English. And I was like, oh, here we go. I'm going to get to a point. Sorry, my hair's really annoying me today. I'm going to get to a point and they're going to say, oh, there's an error. And I just thought, I just can't be doing with this. Like, they keep, they've emails, oh, sorry, this is wrong. So I thought that's gone on the back burner. But to be honest, I think I'm actually going to unpick it, because it's not like me to cast something on and then it just languishes there. When I cast something on, I tend to go with it because I'm usually really excited about getting it done. And I think that's a sign. And a lady came to see me on my stall at Dornoch Fiberfest with a really beautiful sweater. It's a boat neck, which I find quite flattering because I've got quite broad shoulders. And then it's quite cropped, so you can wear it over a long t-shirt. She had it over a hot pink and it was pale grey. It was really, really lovely. And I'm thinking, do you know what? I think I'm going to unpick what I've done. I haven't done much. I've just finished the short rows, which was annoying because it's the first time I've ever done short rows on a sweater. And I think I'm going to unpick it and I'm going to start again and do another pattern. But I really, really want to get this one finished. So that's really, really important to me. I've got a sock that I'm knitting at the moment, but I'm not blown away by that. So I usually have a traveling project, which is usually my socks. I don't have a shawl project at the moment. And then, like I say, my jumpers. And I have to say, the last 5 or 6 jumpers that I've knitted, I've actually wear all the time, which is good. So I had a really good day in the garden. Planted my seeds and then finished my basket, which didn't come out as planned. I'm thinking I need to do a few more classes. I'm just sitting here. Hubby's gone off to pick up our son and his girlfriend from the airport. They don't land till 8:30. So all ready for them, got their towels sorted out. I'm really excited to see them. now, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. The plan is to weave an obelisk. So I'm going down to the garden centre. The cold frames are doing really well. Really well, so I might plant some of those out.